welcome back, you little baby cakes. I was fighting the urge to just turn on the TV and watch my Miss Rachel. So my Miss Rachel is like the Real Housewives. It's that reality trash. It's like the Valley Persian style. It's the regular Valley, which is coming back soon on Peacock. Peacock, I will stand by it. It's the only app I need. It's the only streaming service I need. I'll watch reality shows till I die, okay? But then my brain would rot. And I do these podcasts to keep myself accountable and to keep myself sharp. So welcome to another episode of Tess Talks. What episode are we on? Well, you know what? Bobby Jokes has been uploading these remotely, so I don't even know. He keeps track. Maybe he'll shoot me a text and say, hey, Tessa, congratulations. You've officially recorded this many podcasts. And it's probably like 15. That's my guess right now. Okay, so where we left off, my little babies, my little Houston babies and surrounding areas, maybe even Corpus. Hey, you know what? My little brother listened to the podcast, Jojo. I consider him a cool guy. I'm really glad he listened to it. That made my little big sister heart smile. I was smiling. No, seriously. So we left it off yesterday. I believe I was crying like a little bitch. Bitch. What's my favorite word? Bitch. Gotta say it like short. Okay. So obviously I'm feeling a little bit better. I just learned the double Dutch viral TikTok dance that everyone's doing. And I was sweating like a mofo in this apartment. And then it's true, I really do just want to heat up some leftover lasagna and watch my trash TV. But I feel like I'm on a roll with the podcast, so I'm going to keep rolling. Speaking of voices like this, Creed was at the rodeo last night. And not last night, but the night before. This is like an emergency podcast because our Harris County district judge, Lina Hidalgo has been fucking on one and everyone's talking about it. There's so many memes and there's even a recording. So they wouldn't let her on the dirt in like the chute seats. I think that's what they're called. She had a suite, but she wanted to be on the dirt. And she said she was taking, this family, this dad that lost their son or something like that. She said the people she was hosting were really important and she wanted to make sure they enjoyed the show. But it's giving, do you know who I am? I am the county judge. You should be at work, ma'am. She's been to more concerts than all of us listening to this podcast combined, okay? It's kind of embarrassing. Because I feel like Lina Hidalgo, when I moved to Houston, she was like on the 40 under 40 list, like powerful Latina. Of course, you want to lift up your sisters. But she be doing some questionable shit. And just like a dude, like it's kind of like enabling. Like girls don't enable other girls. Like if a lady is acting stupid, she's acting stupid. I feel like when guys are in a group, it's like, oh, that's my boy code. I hope that shit is ending. I hope we just, accountability is the key word in the year of our Lord and Savior, in the year of the horse. Age of Aquarius or Pisces, whatever it is. Anyway, yeah, just like kind of irks, kind of bugs, kind of embarrassing. So yeah, I think that's why I was like already feeling like a little chirpy, a little opinionated today. And then Manny from MG Salon, shout out. My hair is still great, but he said he's going to get me in next week. Ooh, 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 ooh. I look like 5 years younger immediately after going to the hair salon. It is so good. So he messaged me because Manny and I had talked about going to Creed because the Creed concert, one, is with all heart open. First of all, it was a sold out show. It's probably going to be the busiest night of the rodeo. And it was also, as you know, the 1 year death anniversary of my dad. So I was going to take the day off. And I think I already told you guys that. And we were going to go to the concert, but Manny's been so busy. He's been like teaching in New York. I really didn't want to mess with the rodeo because I've been going there for so many stories. So I asked him, I'm like, hey, I still haven't got tickets. And that was the other thing. I didn't get tickets. So, and I usually can like call in a favor, but I'm telling you, these Creed tickets were like the hottest ticket in town for the rodeo. So Manny texted me today. He's like, hey, we should have just been like Lina Hidalgo and showed up. Like, do you know who I fucking am? Let me in. I'm Tessa Barrera from the Rod Ryan Show, formerly from the Rod Ryan Show and from Houston Life. Step aside, security. This is my friend Manny. He does my hair. Let us in. These are our boyfriends. Let them in too. So, maybe we'll try that next time. Maybe we'll try that. The rodeo is still going on right now. Maybe we will do that. So anyway, I'd mentioned leftover lasagna. Last night, I did try to pick a fight with Travis because when he came in, I was crying in the dark like a little bitch. And he was like, baby, what are you doing? Like, turn on the lights. And then I was like, you don't care about me. And I legitimately tried to start a fight with him. And he didn't take the bait, fortunately. He was like, baby, what do you want? What do you want? He put my car on the charger. He went and got me lasagna from Via Paredes. It was amazing. He got me a bottle of wine. We watched a movie. He gave me a great massage and I just fell right asleep. I just had a wonderful little night after my little cry sesh. So shout out to him for being so cute and so non-confrontational. I could never date someone like me. I'd be like, bitch, don't start. Just because your dad died, you think you can be mean to me? And Travis just isn't like that. He's like, baby, you can cry, you can yell, but I'm not going to fight with you. Wow. What a guy. What is it like to be disarming like that? I don't think I'll ever know. So, had a great night. And then one of the things I did was I interviewed a Dash player. So listen, the Dash, we need to support our women's sports, okay? Not like the fucking USA men's hockey team. Oh, we have to invite the girls. Oh, no. And then they get their ass chewed out and they're like, we love women's sports. We always support women. Let's just start from the beginning. So the Dash are on the road this weekend, but next weekend you can get tickets to their home opener for $15. Why 15? Is it their quinceañera? No, but they did just sign one of their premier players, the MVP of last season, Miss Avery Patterson. I got to chat with her in Studio B on Houston Live. She was such a lovely, lovely woman and so athletic. We had highlights of her scoring goals. She just fucking with that soccer ball. She's got the touch. I played basketball growing up. And it's hard enough to have handles with your hands. To be able to control a ball with your little feetsies, that to me, soccer is on another level hard. I will say I did score a goal in the charity game, but I think that was a miracle. I did score a huge goal in the Celebrities versus Veterans game at Shell Federal Credit Union. Okay. And if you haven't seen the footage of that, please find it. Google it. It is important and it's something that will never happen again, probably. So I digress. This is about Avery, not me. So listen, she wears number 15. They just signed her to a multi-year extension and said to celebrate, you get your $15 tickets. You have to do it online. It's HoustonDash.com or DashFC.com. Just look up Houston Dash. Get the tickets online. $15. The food at Shell Energy Stadium is delicious. It's local. If you can get tickets to the East End Club, I don't think the $15 tickets count in the East End Club, but if you want a nicer seat and upgrade, that includes more food and drink, go get tickets to the East End Club. It is phenomenal. I love it when I get hooked up with that. I don't always, but maybe I just show up like Lina Hidalgo. Put me in here. I deserve to be here. So that's their home opener. And then they're playing an expansion team from Boston, the Boston Legacy Football Club. And one of our ex-Dynamo players from Katy, her name is Barbara. Oh, I forget her last name. But so it's homecoming for her. She's the Katy kid. And it's going to be great. So if you can get out to that game next weekend, I think we're going to try to get out, okay? Because the Dash did send me one of their new jerseys and it's personalized and it says Tess on it and I really want to wear it. So there you go. Speaking of Dash jerseys, I just brought out my spring clothes and that's kind of also why I was in a bad mood yesterday. I was like, Travis, help me hang up my stuff. I haven't hung it all up, but I did bust out the Astros jerseys that I have, the Dash stuff, all these springtime summer sports that are coming back here in Houston. So, man, I wish I had a bigger closet. I know we should focus on what we have and not what we don't have, but fuck, I would love a bigger closet. That would just be a move for me. Okay, so let's talk about, since we're talking about things that we don't have, there's a trend going around on TikTok. It's expensive things worth the money. And some of the top answers are things like direct flights, Botox, laser hair removal. Getting laser hair removal is such a game changer for a girl. Like, I am a werewolf. I needed like 6 laser treatments on my legs just for the hair to be manageable. Now it's manageable, okay? But I had to kill some follicles, okay? And it's just nice. Does it get cold? Sometimes. No, not really. We're in Houston. Laser hair removal. A housekeeper was a good one. Oh, what a game changer that would be. Someone come fucking hang up all these clothes. That'd be so good. A good fragrance. I agree with that. A good gym. Part of the reason why we leased where we leased is because they have a really nice gym. They have a really nice gym and they have some great amenities. So I agree with that one. A lot of people are saying this chili pad apparently is like a topper or for your bed, but it's, you plug it in and it keeps you cold. It's basically like a dog when they sleep on, like a marble floor to cool down. Like that, obviously more comfortable. So I got to look that up. I got to look up that chili pad. Speaking of things that are viral on TikTok right now, there's this drink from a New York coffee shop that has gone viral. It's called a Coco Americano. And all it is like coconut water on ice. And then you take 2 shots of espresso, put it in a blender with a couple of ice cubes, create a foam, and then pour it on top of the coconut water. And I think that would probably taste really good. So I want to try that. I'll probably make a TikTok about that. Sounds really yummy. And I think like the sweetness from the coconut water and then like some of the bitterness from the espresso, I think that actually, and it's like hydrating and caffeinating. Fuck yeah. Like I'm in for that. I'm in for that. Also, I've been looking at a lot of people traveling for skincare to like they'll go to Turkey or they'll go to Korea, and like the whole time they're there, they're just getting treatments that here are $1 million because man, healthcare here, dog. Like, what is it? Oh, but we're funding Israel. Okay, cool. No, just making sure Israel has universal healthcare and like a good life. That's all that matters, right? God, that is daddy. That is the US's daddy right now. It makes me so angry. I don't want to start politicking, okay? I don't want to start politicking all over this place, but man, oh man, does it grinds my gears. So let's talk about manifesting money since everything's expensive here. Have you heard about this? The song, you can ring my bell, ring my bell, ring. Okay, Anita Ward, I believe, is the singer for that. And I should know it's because I've been playing that so much because apparently it's a high frequency song that helps you manifest money. Okay, all right. And if you play it, dance to it, feel the vibes, open up your portal, open up your manifestation portal and attract money. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? It works. Okay, good. You listen to a jam. That is a jam. And apparently there's another one with a good frequency. It's the, you got to show me love. But that one's like, I don't know about that one yet. I've tried the other one. I haven't tried this one, but I like them both. They're both bangers, both a little old school. Whatever gets these kids listening to some old tracks, I'm with it. Speaking of kids, have you seen the trend where parents ask their like suburban kids, like not from the hood at all, they say, hey, square up. And the kid turns and they're like, huh? Like, yeah, I said square up. And they're like, what do you mean? Like a rectangle? Or it's so funny. And it is a flex that your kids don't know what it means to be told to square up and fight and like to battle and violence. Like you're definitely made it out of the hood. So do me a favor, if you have kids, ask them to square up and see what they say. Let's talk about Meg Thee Stallion's freestyle. So I ran into this, Meg Thee Stallion made a name for herself by freestyling. And a lot of people are like, she's lost it, she's not like this anymore. That's fucking not true. That is a gift. And I don't think you lose it. Obviously you get better with more practice, but like she said a line in one of these freestyles I saw, got these bitches mad because they know that I'm hot. Got these haters mad because I'm everything they're not. And I was like, you know what, Meg? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's my mantra going into this next week. All right. Speaking of haters mad, Amanda Francis from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I hate her. Yeah, I'm a hater on her. She's Miss Manifestation, selling books. She is clearly a millionaire, but I I don't like her. She's not very likable. She's not getting a good edit this season on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I'd be surprised if she came back for another season. I kind of hope she leaves. I think there's rumors that she leaves. I would actually really, really like that. And I really, really like the fact that this podcast is sponsored by J. Barrera Law. JBarreraLaw.com is where you go if you've been injured or if you have a legal question. Yeah, just look at me singing jingles. That we'll work on that one. Dr. Pepper, baby, he's good and nice. Do-do-do. J. Barrera, baby, he's good and nice. Do-do-do. Give him a call. 713-295-1182. That is my family law firm. I will be repping the J. Barrera Law for life. Let's talk about when being a bartender was cool. I'm going to tell you something. I grew up in the service industry, and I was a bartender because I wanted to be on the scene without spending my money. And I also wanted to be like the center of attention. So that's why I was a bartender. And I'll tell you what, okay, so I worked at a place called Murdoch's, and it was a sports bar, and they hired young girls because who with no experience, because the owners these bitches won't steal from me, basically, and there was no bar backs or anything, so he would make us clean the restrooms, clean the floor. It was a dirty job. But I got my first job there because I was hot and cute and young and I had no experience, so that worked for Jason. That was the owner. And one time I missed a meeting, so I got fired. So then I went down to downtown Corpus Christi. I went to Stinger's nightclub, which was the hottest bar in town. I mean, there would be a line outside in downtown Corpus Christi. Used to be a moment on Chaparral Street. It was a vibe. Everyone would go. It was 18 and up. And so you'd have 18 years old, you'd have young kids in there, you'd have college kids in there, and there was a dollar night, there was a college night. It was always freaking busy. So I was like, you know what, let me just go down there. I went down there. I'm wearing I had my big old fake boobs. I was a fucking pole, just a pole of boobs. And I went down there, and there was a woman manager. Man, I cannot remember her name. It escapes me right now. But I gave her my resume, and she was like, how long you been a bartender? I was like, I lied. I was like, oh, a year and a half. And she was like, okay. She was like, you have experience with a speed bar? I was like, oh, yes, ma'am. She goes, okay. She goes, we're actually hiring. She goes, we just lost a bartender, and you're in. Come tonight, and we'll put you behind a well. That was crazy. So listen, so they put me behind one of the busiest bars. I didn't have speed experience. I was making people wait. I was making one drink at a time. I pretty much embarrassed myself. But there was 3 bars. So there was 3 bars in one. It was Stingers, the hip hop club, and then it was Roper's, the country club, and then the little baby bar. It was this 80s club called It's It 21. That's what it was called. And that was the redheaded stepchild bar, and they moved me there the next night. I'm glad they didn't fire me. I probably deserved to be fired, but they didn't fire me, and I went to that bar. And so I didn't make as much money as I would have if I would have stayed over there at Stinger's, but I worked my way up. I learned how to be a speed bartender. I learned how to be quick. I learned how to do 20 things at once instead of one thing at a time. And I think that helped me too, become even a radio DJ, dude, all of these things, and the hours, to take on crazy shifts. Being a bartender used to be a privilege, right? So at that bar is where I met my friend Jody. Jody was the most beautiful bartender girl, there. She's from Killeen, Texas. She's tall, brunette with green eyes. She's white. Jody's white, but she has Native American blood. She's real exotic looking and really fit and tall. And I remember the first night I bartended with her, and I was like, damn, looking at me and her, I'm like, well, clearly everyone's going to go to her. And she was like, hey, do you want to pull tips? That way we're not fighting over customers in the middle. And I was like, damn, and she's nice. What the heliante? So I was like, yeah. And we made a ton of money that night. And she was like, hey, you're really fun to work with. And I was like, yeah, so are you. And you get tipped a lot. Like, let's go. And she just like was cool. She was cool. And she was like, do you ever work out? And I was like, yeah, sometimes. I was athletic. I was athletic in high school, but I didn't really like hit weights and stuff that hard. She was like, we should work out sometime. I was like, yeah, for sure. And I remember she picked me up one day to work out. And I'd always seen her with her hair down, makeup on, and like both of us, and just like little low-rise jeans and like little tank tops. That's what we always wore. But I remember when she picked me up without makeup and just a hat on, and I was like, that's what you fucking look like without makeup. Like, I was like, I'm no better than a man. I was like, this bitch is beautiful. That's not even fair. So we started working out together. We started hanging out together, and we hung out enough. And we were both going to Texas A&M Corpus Christi at the time. We were both in a communications class, and I was still, going out, and it was like we were both taking like a summer class. And I remember her saying, she was like, you know what? She was like, our friend Cian, well, it was really her friend Cian. Cian didn't really ever like me. But remember those little like special editions Playboy magazines? Our friend Cian was in those, and she got invited to a party like for the magazine here in Houston. And me and Jody came up with her to support her on her shoot. And we saw the scene, the bar scene in Midtown. And we were like, bro, like, we need to work here. Like, there's a lot of money here. Like, that's when cash was king. It was none of this Venmo, tap and pay shit. That's when people had cash. And also another thing is like, there was none of this like essence of martini and this lavender liqueur that we've been making. It was like Jack and Coke, a beer, vodka soda, a vodka pressed. That's what everyone got. Like a Cintron Absolute vodka pressed, a little bit of soda, a little bit of, like, it wasn't complicated. Like, it was just, people were out to drink and have a good time and like be seen, right? And the bartender was the star of that show because they were making all the drinks, they were getting everybody drunk. And so we come back to Corpus, and Jody's like, I really think we should move to Houston. And I was like, really? I'm like, okay. She was like, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for the U-Haul, everything. Like, you can just pay me back. She's like, but if you're down to go, like, let's go. And I'm like, word. And so I came with her, and we moved here for a while. And I'm telling you, it was like a month, maybe even 2 or 3, maybe 2 months. I think it was 2 months before we ever even got a shot to bartend. And thank God Jody's beautiful, because she met this one owner of this club, and he finally like let her, he was like, oh, you need a job? Okay, you can bartend here. And she was like, well, my roommate needs a job too. And he was like, but he did. I actually, before I could bartend at like Bond Lounge, which was like this poppin' little tiny nothing lounge in Midtown, before I could bartend there, I worked at this place called Pink Monkey downtown. And it was like a cave, and it was so sketchy. And I remember there was no GPS, and I was like looking for it. I kept on passing aquarium. Like, I would not take the right exit. So I'd have to get back on the freeway, come back up. And it's so funny every time, because I'm like, I always remember and I didn't even have a car. We had one car. We shared Jody's Eclipse, a silver little Eclipse, little like sports looking car. And I was like, fuck, I'm using all her gas. Like, I just remember being so stressed out. But eventually I got pulled over to Bond Lounge, and because I could ring high. I knew I could work fast. I was diligent. People liked me. And so, I finally made it onto this scene where we were making money. Like, we were making at least $200 a night in the early 2000s. Like, this is when stuff wasn't expensive as hell. Like, it was just crazy. And now I just feel like there's this crazy, like, everyone thinks they're a food critic. Everyone has a gluten allergy. Everyone's particular. Like, everyone wants to Instagram their drinks. Like, it's just changed so much. And I was reading some of these comments on a post talking about it. I think Tim Dillon was talking about it. And he was, and the post from Bird Mom says, the late 90s was peak service industry. You could get fired and walk to the restaurant next door and get hired and make $200 before it closed that same day. Also, it was a party every night. That's so true, because we didn't have these social networks. Like, people, you think you're being social by like tagging your friends on Instagram and like liking and stuff. And it's not. That's not community. That's not like you're like inside the house. You're not spending any money. Paige Charest said customers got even worse after COVID. Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine so. I'd imagine so. But I remember like at its peak, it was like if you were like a bottle service girl, I mean, you could make $1,000. You can make thousands of dollars in one night. I mean, my friend Melly in LA, I lived in LA for a time too, and I bartended at some places there. I remember I wanted to be like a bottle service girl. I was like, man, that's where the money is. Like, and you just bring the bottle and like sparklers. So yeah, I was kind of reminiscing about that. All right, I think that this is gonna wrap it up. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. If you're listening and you're subscribing, tell your friends, tell your wife, tell your kids, tell everyone to download Tess Talks. It means a lot to me, and it's fun to share my life with you guys. All right, love you. Have a good day. T-O